Hi friends, hope all of you are doing well. Friends, in this video, I'm going to cover how to be polite and diplomatic at your workplace. Now friends, I'm sure you have faced a number of situations at your workplace where you wanted to be direct and you wanted to call a spade a spade. But unfortunately, that cannot happen in every situation because you run the risk of hurting the feelings of your colleagues, and you may yourself come across as very rigid and rude, and that may hurt your long-term prospects. So it is extremely important that you are polite and diplomatic at your workplace, but at the same time you send your message across. So how do you do that? Let's understand that. Tip number 1, listen and show understanding. So let us say one of your team members says, we don't have enough manpower to accept this project. Now you could say, I disagree, but that's a very direct way of saying it, and you could offend your teammate. On the contrary, what you can say is, I know what you mean, but I think the team can handle it. Or you can say, that may be true, but we have a tie-up with some freelancers and they can work on it. So what you have done in these two answers is that you've shown understanding, but at the same time you've shown your disagreement in a very polite manner. So that's tip number 1, listen and show understanding. Let's move on to tip number 2, avoid negative words. Let's understand how. I think that is a bad idea. Now bad is a very negative word. You could say that as, I don't think that is such a good idea. Bad is being replaced by good. Number 2, I'm sorry, that's impossible. Impossible, another negative word. I'm sorry, but I'm not sure if that is possible. You've replaced impossible with possible and you've added not sure. So this is slightly more polite. I cannot do it. Again, a very negative word. I'm sorry, not sure if I will be able to do it. So tip number 2 is avoid negative words. Let's move on to tip number 3. Use softening words. What do I mean by softening words? Let's understand. The price is too high. How can you say this better? The price is a bit too high. Bit is a softening word, which kind of makes it more polite and diplomatic. Number 2, can I add something here? Can I just add something here? Just is a softening word, which makes it more diplomatic and polite. I don't understand these figures. I don't quite understand these figures. Let's look at the last one. We have a problem. We have a slight problem challenge. So you see, once you add softening words like bit, just, quite, and slight, your sentences become less direct and more polite. So that's tip number 3, use softening words. Let's move on to tip number 4. Tip number 4 is use I'm afraid at the start of a sentence. I cannot take on the new project can be replaced with I'm afraid I cannot take on the new project. I don't have time next week. I'm afraid I don't have time next week. That is not possible. I'm afraid that may not be possible. So what you have done is you have used I'm afraid at the beginning of the sentence. And the moment you say I'm afraid, your tone kind of automatically goes down. I'm afraid, rather than that is not possible, right? So use I'm afraid at the start of a sentence. Let's move on to tip number 5. Use could, would, and might in your sentences. I will not be able to complete the task on time can be replaced with I might miss the deadline due to some challenges. You have replaced will with the word might to make it more polite. Let's look at another one. Can you give us more time? Could you give us more time? Can has been replaced with the word could and sounds more polite. We want the answer soon can be replaced with we would like to have an answer soon. Again has been replaced with would, and all 3 sentences sound more polite. Let's look at the last tip. Use the word sorry. Sorry, but I don't quite agree with your opinion. Sorry, can I say something here? Sorry, I think there is a data mismatch. What I have is something different. So the moment you say the word sorry, you are being less direct and you're being more polite. So friends, I hope you've enjoyed these tips and will implement them in your work life. If you're already following them, please do let me know in the comments box. Please do share, comment, and like, and I will be back with the next video soon. Thank you and have a wonderful day.